You are listening to the Fast Track Your Fashion Brand podcast. Hi, I'm Nicole Rocco, a seven-figure fashion CEO and launch mentor with over 20 years of experience, and I help new fashion founders like you launch faster with AI. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about one of the biggest shifts that determine whether your brand just looks good online or actually sells. So let's get started. So on this episode, we're going to be stepping into step number 3 of the fashion launch blueprint and mentor. This is the problem your brand solves. And I'm going to teach you today the 3 types of problems fashion brands solve, why skipping this step makes you compete with fast fashion giants like H&M and Zara, and why it's a losing game, how to define your brand's transformation so you stop guessing and start selling. Now, before we dive in, I want to make sure that you hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. This is new for us. It's a couple episodes in, and you can also listen to the podcast over on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever you're listening to on your streaming device. Your support, honestly, means everything. So if you want to leave me a comment, I will be the one that replies. If you want to leave a review over on Spotify or Apple Podcast, I would appreciate it so much. It's just like the little thing that helps me know, okay, we got listeners. I see the downloads on Libsyn. So I know that there are listeners, and I want to know that these episodes are helping you or any other future topics that you might be interested in learning about. So the fact that you are listening today on this episode tells me a lot. It tells me that you're not here to waste time or want to start guessing. You're here because you're serious about turning your idea into a real business, and that you want to make money at it, not just get likes. So you also probably want to get clarity and not chaos, which happens a lot when we are launching a brand. And you're not trying to keep up with fast fashion cycles. You're here because I know that you want to build something intentional that customers actually want to connect with. And that starts right here with the problems that your brand solves. Let me say this super clear. If you skip this step, you'll end up lowering your prices, putting out new styles or on sale a lot, constantly changing. Oh, maybe we need a new fabric. Maybe we need a new bikini top or low-rise bottoms, high-rise bottoms. Or you might start thinking, oh my gosh, Instagram doesn't work. TikTok doesn't work. The algorithm is broken. But if you nail this step that we're going to be going through today, you will stop guessing and start growing with purpose. So let's get into today's episode. So the 3 types of problems that fashion brands solve, I want to be able to give you some real examples because I want those wheels in your head to start churning and to see what this possibly could look like if we were to take it into action. So problem number 1 is fit and function. Your product needs to fill a physical need that's currently being ignored. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, I just want to design this pretty dress, or I've always wanted to have a lifestyle brand, or I've always wanted to create cute bikinis. But just making it cute isn't enough for people to pick and choose that buy it now. It might be cute, but there's probably other factors why you buy from brands yourself. So for example, a bikini that actually stays on in the ocean. That's a great example of the problem that a customer might be experiencing. For example, the brand Kulani Kinis. I've recently been hearing about them, and that my fitness trainer, her daughter is like obsessed with these bikinis, and they have really built their following on this performance swimwear without and doesn't budge. So when you're inside of the ocean and you're surfing or doing whatever water activity, that bikini is not going to go anywhere. Or this other niche, which I think is huge, is jeans for tall girls, curvy girls, and women that are postpartum that just can't find something flattering. I know after having 2 children, that was totally me, where I was feeling like I could not find pants. I would want to wear a dress all the time because heaven forbid, I would want to put on jeans that made me feel like I was like, suffocating. It's just not a great feeling. That is a real life problem that a lot of women face. So Good American, this is Khloe Kardashian's brand, actually built their whole brand on inclusivity of sizes and body hugging stretch denim. That is a huge bonus for anybody that is looking for jeans. And if you just said that little, sticky tagline, they'd be like, oh my God, where do I need to go look at the styles right now. Even before seeing what it is, they're like, okay, this might work for me. This might work for my problem. And let's talk about shoes. I mean, shoes are probably one of the hardest things to find for people, and shoes that are both stylish and comfortable, like walking in them all day. Rothy's is a great example of a brand that has built its entire empire on that promise. So your brand becomes the go-to because it solves a real daily struggle. You're not just selling a bikini anymore. You're selling the confidence while surfing. You're not just selling pants. If that's what your product is, you are selling the relief that something that finally fits. And one thing I love to take my clients through is an exercise of envisioning if you were going to go film a video of one of your new customers putting on your product. I want you to right now to start to turn the wheels and think, okay, if I was going to film a reel for IG or do a TikTok and I wanted to show what that transformation was for my client, this exercise has been one of my clients' favorite things to do because we start to storyboard, okay, what is the client wanting before they get their product? Where were they planning to wear it? What are they going to be doing once they get there? What would the facial expression look like once they put on your pair of pants? I feel so good. That's not pinching me. Are they happy? Are they sad? I mean, we want them confident, right? That is an amazing transformation. If you're able to share that and show that, people will want to buy the transformation. They'll be like, oh my God, that's cute, but will it make me feel great? So if you can describe that visually, you will get closer to figuring out what your transformation might be. I mean, you might be right, oh my God, Nicole, I never even thought about this. Why does my product have to solve a problem? Well, just because of that, it's easier to sell. I will be straight up. It is much easier to sell. When you get to the point in your launch, I like to do a 3-phase launch. One is soft to friends and family, just getting the cobwebs out, I like to call it, just getting used to talking about your brand. That's a very hard thing for new fashion founders to do, is to get out of, oh my God, I've been posting about my kids, my family, my trips, but now I'm going to post about something that I haven't yet done yet. It's really vulnerable. And that soft launch is not the end all be all launch. This is the beginning to say, hey guys, this is what I'm doing. Come support. Now, the second part of my 3-phase launch is a Kickstarter launch. And if you can understand that Kickstarter, it's just one page. It has a bunch of different buttons and stuff you got to know how to, navigate. But it's one page of how to tell the story of why this person, random or not, needs to become a backer. So the more descriptive, the more problem that you are solving in this instant, you will gain so many more loyal, backers that are going to be like, I will give you money, even though I'm not going to get this product for over a year. I want that product. Okay, so let's get into problem number 2, style and identity. This is another problem that your business could be solving. This is when your customer might say, I don't see myself in anything out there right now. I don't see myself in the products that are out there. So I want to this is one brand that I love is Farm Rio. Talk about full of loud, colorful, tropical prints. I was just at Bloomingdale's the other day and I got to see a lot of this stuff in person. There's a lot of knockoffs right now for Farm Rio because it is such a fun, vibrant type of brand that you want to take on vacation. You want to take that brand on vacation and take 1 million Instagram photos in it. It's so cute. Their buyers And what they were solving with this collection was that they're looking for joy in their trips. They're looking to show off. They want their clothes to match their personality. And that personality is very specific for somebody who is like, I want to feel tropical. Another brand that I'm thinking about right now is Madewell, on the side of like clean, classic basics. And on the other side of that, so for someone like Dolls Kill, they are totally on the opposite end of edgy, rebellious fashion for alternative girls. Both of these brands solve the same problem, but for totally different tribes. Their followers are like on complete opposite sides. So you want to be able to see yourself in that. So when you solve this, your brand becomes a mirror for them. And that's exciting. And that's when more people will follow and buy. Your customers might say, oh my God, that's so me. Or you ask yourself, why are you wanting to make this product now? So let's go back now. So when you started this idea of wanting to start a fashion brand, ask yourself, why am I doing this? What was the thing that got me to, oh my God, I want to start a fashion brand. Oh my God, I did not find this product out there. Like, I want to solve the problem. I want there to be this representation in the industry so more people like me can find their tribe. Think about that. How did you get to this point in your journey where you're watching this video right now? If you might be just in the idea stage, and I think that's totally amazing because it all starts with an idea. So start to reflect a little bit, maybe even journal this down, because you're going to start to see that a lot of that community and having that mirror for your customers is going to be so important inside of your launch. So problem number 3 is the emotional and social value. So your customer wants to feel something when they wear your product. That is God honest truth. They either want to feel relaxed, they want to feel sexy, they want to feel something. So let's make an example. I want to share something like Tom's shoes. Tom's shoes, right when they launched, were such a revolutionary brand concept because you weren't just buying the footwear, you were buying the feeling of giving back. It was a shoe for a shoe. So I thought, I'm wearing my shoes, and now this little boy in some far off distant country, or maybe, in our backyard here in US, got a pair of shoes because I purchased part of what their movement was. Now, Alo Yoga, this is another brand. It's not just leggings. When you walk into an Alo store, it's the image of like wellness, health, luxury, like that LA vibe of going to Pilates and yoga. It's not just about, getting comfortable leggings anymore. That is not what their social and emotional connection is for their customers. A founder creates a hand-dyed loungewear and markets it as cozy, conscious, ritual, and self-care Sundays. That founder isn't just creating, clothing. She's selling a peace of mind in a chaotic world. So that was just another example. Think about what your emotional selling connection could be for you to get more people to follow your cause, to follow why it is that you're making these clothes. And when they put on that clothes and they have the brand name there, they feel it. This is so powerful for new brands to nail because it doesn't take a huge budget to connect emotionally. You have something in the back of your pocket. If you haven't added the app, Instagram or TikTok or whatever that might be, some type of a social platform for you now to connect directly and speak directly to your customer, and they will come, they will follow, they will find you because they're searching for that right now. And as your, message gets clearer, it's going to start to find your customers. So you just need, honestly, at this point, more clarity on what your customer wants to feel. And I want to give you right now the permission to tell that story. Don't feel that you have to wait until your website is done, your samples are done to start to seed and tell this story of what it is that you're trying to do with this launch, with this brand. So when you get this right, when you get this step right, You skip trying to design for everyone. If you don't get this right, you will feel, and I'm telling you the truth, like you're throwing spaghetti at a wall. You will start to feel maybe when you do your first launch, oh my God, I need to drop the price because I think I'm priced too high. That might be the issue. You might feel if you don't get this connectivity or solving the problem right, you might think, oh my God, I did not launch with the right style. Like I need to start to go and make more styles. And then now you're constantly chasing trends. And I will tell you that is a very expensive way to run a business because as new fashion founders, we just can't keep up with that. It's fast fashion is fast fashion for a reason. So let me tell you a story. I was over at H&M maybe about a week ago. I was just returning something with my daughter and I walked in there and we're heading on a trip to Italy this summer and they had this whole like Italian Riviera collection, the blue, the white, the lemons, all the things. I did not have time to try anything on. So I knew in the back of my mind, okay, Nicole, like let's go back there. I want to go try on some dresses when I have some time. So last night I actually went to H&M and I walk in and I'm like, what the heck? This entire store floor was completely changed. It was just maybe less than a week ago that I had gone over to H&M to look and see, that dress. And now every product was changed. Whatever was in the back was towards the front. The dress I liked, I had no idea where it was. It probably got off the floor. And it was entirely different. These fast fashion brands operate on a level that is unrealistic for new founders. We can't compete. They swap out product every week. They have a global supply chain. They play the volume game. We are not playing the volume game right now. We can't. We can hope to get there, but you can't catch up with the H&Ms, the Zaras of the world. Instead, what I'm offering to you is not be worried, oh my God, by the time I get that style out, that trend is gone. We don't want to be playing that game. Instead, what we can do is create a brand that speaks directly to someone's specific problem. Later, once you do crazy sales, you can probably launch, just about anything that feels on brand. And then your customers are going to be like, oh my God, it has the little logo of the brand I'm obsessed with. I want to buy it. But at this beginning stage, we need to stay true to what it is that you're solving. This will be your superpower. Believe me, it'll be the superpower that makes you a memorable brand. And basically, creating this superpower is why I built this fashion launch blueprint and mentor because, I came in my experience is my background is at USC Business School. I went to business school. I had an idea for a fashion business, but my background is in business and writing out a business plan, which is so unglamorous. But what I wanted to do was make that whole process easy and more accessible. And really now with AI, it is completely accessible. But what this fashion launch mentor AI does is it's going to ask you a bunch of different questions, especially in this step for discovering your, problem solution for your product. And then it's going to help you tie it all in together. It's not an individual piece of a plan. All these questions end up merging together to create a very powerful messaging copying that you can put for marketing, for your homepage, all the things. So it guides you to really identify, what is your customer struggling with? Like in their words, it starts to get very good copy. So when you're talking about it, say on Instagram stories, you're like, hey, everyone, this is what I'm going to be focusing on. This is my brand. I am going to help women who want to feel comfortable in jeans or whatever that product might be. It's going to instantly be able to give you the language and the sticky tagline. That's one of the things I love about the mentor is it gives you a sticky tagline that is just going to roll off your lips, and your friends, families, and anybody who's watching is going to be like, oh my God, I want to go check out their stuff, or I want to be on the wait list. Get me on the VIP list. So it also helps you understand what your product does differently and why that matters. So if you're trying to be like, well, I just want to make a cute bikini, Nicole. Well, maybe there's something about your product that does something uniquely that you will be able to blow every other competition out of the water. It might be your fabric. It might be your fit. It might be a special elastic you use. It might be so many different things. And those are things that we uncover, especially with my clients inside of the mastermind. I'll definitely start focusing on videos here and podcast episodes to help you maybe dig deeper on that topic. But yeah, this AI mentor is going to help you discover what it is that your stuff is going to do differently. And it's also going to help you discover the emotional outcome that your persona, there's a whole customer audience section in one of the steps, like what they're craving. What are they looking for in the market when it comes to your product? So this AI is going to ask you a bunch of questions, and then it's going to spit out amazing brand copy, like your transformation statement, a customer pain point library, messaging cheat sheet to use on your emails, website copy, marketing. This becomes the core of how you sell and how you build every collection moving forward, because consistent messaging and marketing is going to be key, not just for your first launch, but for a few more launches until you really build that loyal customer following. So let's make this real. So you are not just a fashion founder. You are now a problem solver. And when you get clear on this, you are going to stop reacting to trends. Sure, you might be looking for what's going to be the new color and a couple like fun prints, but for the most part, you're not going to be like, oh my God, we have to get purple in the collection because purple's hot. Well, let's focus on what it is that you're solving and then add purple in the collection because it's going to be a popular color. We're not going to do this backwards. You are going to stop changing, your pricing. I don't want you to feel like you constantly have to go on sale. And that I see that with my clients. Oh my God, I'm priced too high. I'm priced too high. It's just, we're not telling our customers what the value is in this product. We're not giving them you don't want people to shop your site because it's the cheapest. You want them to shop your site because it's like, oh my God, it's the piece I have to have. So if you are ready to build a real brand, one that makes, a nice profit margin because it meets a real need, this is your moment. This is your moment. I don't want you to be waiting around anymore, even if you're just in that idea phase. Okay, I want you to go head on over to fashionbizmentor.com and start access and using the Fashion Launch Blueprint and Mentor. I even made a bunch of videos about this inside of the Mentor, and it's really going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. You just have to watch a video, click, and you could just talk to it. You can use the dictation microphone, and it's just so easy. I can't wait to show you a real life example of that on another episode. So if you love this episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button here on YouTube, follow us on Apple, Spotify, make sure you are getting notifications when our next and new episodes go live. If you're on IG, go and give us a follow at Fashion Biz Mentor. And if you want to tag me like in a story, if you're watching or listening to this, tag me in a story, and I would love to hear your biggest aha moment or see your progress inside of what this step is of discovering what's the problem solution of the product that you want to launch. So in next week's episode, we are going to be diving into step number 4, your brand message and voice. This is where everything starts clicking and your brand starts speaking loud and clear. You've got this. I want you to keep going because I'm here. I'm Nicole Rocco, your fashion launch mentor, and I'm helping you launch faster with AI.